Hey, good morning, guys. How we doing? God, what a shit way to start the day, huh? And like just in line with the week. With the Ledger exploit, which wasn't just Ledger. What else? I feel like there was something else. There was the Yearn Finance thing. They swapped. People said they swapped like 100% of their treasury, which it wasn't. It was like 2%. Um, but man, waking up to this crazy. And guys, sorry, I'm just making sure Instagram is live. Doing that for the first time here. My boy Moisty, what's up, bro?
Hey, bro, good morning. Pretty terrible day to see this news we're waking up to.
A bloody Sunday. It's Saturday, dude. I'm so out of whack. But yeah, dude, crazy. Like, man, I saw the tweets this morning and I didn't like something didn't click. I didn't realize that was like actively happening. But when you start seeing those tweets like flying in and you start seeing the amount of apes and mutants that were stolen, ugh, you like you just feel for those people. Like we've seen time and time again, people be set back to zero after years of collecting and building wealth, and you can be set to, the reset button pushed and you're done in an instant. I can't even imagine, man.
And I feel like it happened while people were sleeping. It's not like they clicked a bad link at that caused this. It happened while everyone seemed to be out. You know,
Yeah, yeah, the time of the day is extra rough. I'm gonna pull up real quick. Um, OpenSea, which is probably not the best way to view this, but it's the easiest way right now just to see the amount
if
of
you
transfers happening.
if you yeah filter it by transfers
Yep.
and not sales. Get rid of sales and do just transfers, and you'll really be able to see the extent to which what is happening occurring right now. It's It's scary, man. And there are some things I would like to bring up once we get more into it.
Yeah, I mean, anytime. Yeah, I'm gonna peek it. You know what? Okay, let me just show what's going on. Then I'm going to let you kind of fill in some comments here. At that point, I want to peek over at Instagram, just make sure it is showing up there. Um, by the way, though, this comment here, so people need to use hardware wallets. If you used a hardware wallet here, I believe you would have been compromised too, um, because of the way this exploit is happening. At least that was per something NFT stat said. Even if you were using a ledger, and the ledger, exploit aside, if you had connected and given approval to your wallet and to these assets on NFT Trader, you
How
still would have lost your
scary!
assets. It's
How
tricky.
scary is that?
Yeah, I mean, people think that the hardware wallets. We were all told that that is the solution, and it is a partial solution. It is definitely not the solution. Um, Super rough. So here we can see. Wish I could collapse that, but anyway, this is just transfers in the Bored Ape collection. Some of these are legit transfers, right? Like I'm not showing sales, but a majority of these, especially going to those, kind of those blank wallets with no name, those are the ones most likely, like a majority of those that have been stolen this morning. We're going to look at the contract too, and it's even more clear there. But, again, this just shows it a little better. It's a lot of apes, and I'm going to count them up afterwards. It's dozens at least. It might be, when all is said and done, hundreds, especially when you count that it's the Mutant Ape collection too. I think I heard that it was World of Women as well.
Yeah, I did hear that as well. I have to. I'm in the car right now, and once I get to my destination, I'll be able to bring up my laptop and also do some sleuthing with you.
Nice.
But the thing I wanted to ask, and I'm wondering is these trading these this NFT trader, and I think there was another website that was just posted on Twitter that also has the exploit. Were these a you sign to approve each collection individually, or was this a one-time signing to use the website and that's it? Because some of the sleuthing I did before I got into the car, I saw that some of these wallets that lost some of these assets also have punks in there, and the punks are not. They were not touched. They were
Yeah,
not moved. They were not transferred. So I've never used these sites before, so I'm
it's got to be by
unaware.
collection then. You
Has to
would
be
there
by collection, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't pass up a punk unless, I mean, like this is stupid maybe, but maybe it's by the token standard too. I don't think that makes sense. I imagine you're approving by collection. Um I thought
every
I saw
time
on
you
a tweet
yeah.
too that it was World of Women. A couple of those were taken. By the way, here is the site. This is NFT Trader. If you connected your site and you approved access to trade your NFTs, again, maybe it's collection specific. Um, but yeah, again, this morning, Bored Apes, Mutant Apes being ripped out from people's wallets. Here's a quick, like, graph or some images of some of the apes taken. And man, some of them are just, it's a lot of grails.
Yeah, I
Easy right
want to
here.
search through them and see if there's actually any. I haven't had the chance to do it yet, but like any big name that we are like, was Dingaling actually affected by this, or was he just the first one to report on it?
Yeah, he was not. And by the way, there are World of Women that were stolen in this
There
too.
are, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and again, the list just keeps growing. No, Dingaling not affected. He caught it early. He was one of the first to report it. As of now, and looking at an NFT stats tweet, millions, man, millions worth of these NFTs were
Millions
stolen.
of dollars were stolen this one. Yep.
This will probably turn into the biggest day of NFT losses, in a theft. It just has a feeling because because to your point, it is so early. A lot of people are still sleeping and don't even realize this is
Don't even
happening
I
yet.
know I've tried contacting so many of my friends that are on the West Coast or uh, not awake right now and just unable to reach them because of just the time of day. It's still 5:30 a.m. over there.
Absolutely brutal. Now, what's extra tricky here, like at this point, well, okay, rewind a little. Um, Ledger was compromised earlier in this week, but so was Revoke Cash. One of the steps here to fixing your issue is to revoke access from NFT Trader to your wallet, right? Some people are probably a little uncomfortable actually doing that now because Revoke Cash was part of that, one of those exploited sites earlier in the week. You can revoke access through the contract, but man, I wouldn't know how to do that. And I'm sure a lot of people right now are scared to touch anything, just anything at all.
Anything,
Um,
yeah, as I would be.
Brutal. Okay, so Assassin here, as I read his name wrong for such a long time, and it finally clicked a few weeks back. But I mean, he's right. The solution is you use that cold wallet and you never connect that wallet to anything. You have to have a wallet that's detached, just period. And a lot of people say that they're following best practices, and look, I'm one of them. And most people aren't. They just actually aren't. And the fact that this is still happening here, still like on a weekly basis, people are losing stuff. Not to this degree. This is
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. But
not to this extent, and that's what's, I guess, the most like the thing that I keep thinking about is like, man, if we continue to see it happen and we continue to see it happen to this extent, to this degree, then how is like how how are we going to make it? How is the space in general going to get past situations like this in which millions of dollars are stolen and there's nothing anyone can do about it?
people don't like this answer, but it is custodial wallets. I mean, that's the solution. People are not careful enough, and people don't understand the tech enough to really, you know, to I don't think people should hold their assets if they are not like kind of gurus of the tech. And this tech is not easy, right? It is complicated. So as much as I'm a believer and a proponent of decentralization, and I like the self custodial wallets, for most people, it just doesn't seem to be the right solution for them. There's other solutions though, and I said this on NFT Live earlier in this week. The Cyberkongs have a product that fixes this. It like full stop. It fixes this. If you're not familiar, the Guardian contract, your NFTs can be in a wallet. That wallet be compromised, but you can't transfer them out. So like TLDR here, you through another contract lock the assets in that wallet. And the only way they can move out of the wallet is by you with the other contract moving them out. You just like enter, you type in the token ID and you pull them back to another wallet that you supply to it, right? It's crazy. You can give somebody the seed phrase, and the team actually did that. They put like 5 VX Kongs in a wallet and they locked them. They gave out the seed phrase and they said, try to take them. You guys, everybody in the
Try and
world,
get them. Yeah,
log in and take them. If you can take them, they're yours. Nobody could. And again, the only
extremely
way you can get
impressive.
them is pull them back through this other contract. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
That tech is shared, and I just don't see a lot of people using it. I do think it's another token standard. Like I could be wrong, and if Henry joins, and he is going to join, he could speak more on that. Right now, like everybody's dealing with the fallout from this. So him over in the Cyberkongs, People are opening tickets there. They're losing their board apes. They reach out to the Kongs team asking if they can help with the Guardian contract. In some cases, they can, and I wonder if he's going to have stories of, wallet seemed compromised. How do I pull my ape out? Will you pull it out through this Guardian contract? And it just sucks, man. Look at this contract here. You can see this address things are being pulled out to. It's this NFT trader exploiter. So that's the name of the contract, I guess. It's funny how they just kind of does Etherscan actually put that name on it?
I think that's the name that the person gave the contract personally.
That's wild.
They're not even trying to hide it. I could be wrong, but we've seen people be stooped to that level of insults before,
Oh, geez. And so you can see here, too, they're pulling ApeCoin that's attached. That's what this looks like to me, right? So they're taking those apes, any ApeCoin associated with them, they're pulling that out, too. Some of these have been sold as well. In fact, I think the first ape that he stole, he sold on OpenSea and then went right back to just draining people's apes.
Yeah, it seemed from what I saw, he's done it staggered. It hasn't been like it doesn't seem like he's in a rush. It seems like he's very content, like taking his time and just like he knows no one can stop him. And that's what I guess is so worrisome. Like it's just so nonchalant, like, oop, this is gone, yours is gone. Now I took your coin. Now it's scary to see this happen in the space.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, he's like, stop me, bro. Like, the only way you can stop him is by revoking that access. And again, people are not even aware.
No, because it's so early that they're still, my West Coast friends who I'm quite worried about this morning, because I'm pretty sure that I know one of them was a big trader. I know he did a lot of over the counter. So that at least makes me hopeful that he wasn't affected by this. But I keep going back and checking friends' wallets to see if something had happened.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's slowing down here. Oh man, I don't know. Let me check NFT stats, see if he's got any updates on this. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, okay. So there were people, I did see this earlier, people who did have their NFTs stolen. Actually, Miracle said this. Guy that had his stolen, and he insists that he had not interacted. But man, people sit on these exploits for months and sometimes probably years. This makes
literally.
It could be years. It really, dude, it could. Yeah. I was thinking earlier this morning, right? Okay, so we had the third web exploit. That was not exploited by somebody else. That was them self-reporting. They discovered the exploit. But the Ledger exploit, and then this happening within days of each other, these things make me think that there could be a connection and that they sit on these and they wait and they do exploit it all at the same time.
So I definitely think that people, this goes all the way back to 2021, in my opinion, in the sense that people probably haven't used these NFT traders in potentially years, and someone found something in the contract all these years later, and since people never revoked access, they're now using the exploit now. And it's just kind of horrifying to think that something you did years ago, without any intent, is now coming back to haunt you in an absolutely horrifying way. Good morning, Henry.
Oh, hey, GMs, guys.
GMs, man. You dealing, so you said you were dealing with some fallout in the Kongs Discord. Do you have Kongs holders who are impacted by this?
Yeah, but not with Kongs assets. I haven't heard of anyone losing any Kongs yet, but Kongs that had ape assets. Or people that are just trying to, people that are having issues revoking privileges or revoking approvals on revoke.cash. So just like kind of a plethora. I had to make an announcement in there. So it was just woke up a little bit late, saw the news. So yeah, I have not seen any Kongs assets being lost, but a buddy that I haven't seen in like forever, man. Since I think the first VCon, he lives in Mexico. His name's Jab Jab. He's got like 20 Genesis Kongs, but he's got a couple apes that were at least a couple apes that were taken, but no way to get a hold of them. So yeah,
Jeez.
all in all, you know what? I was talking with Magic Eden the other day, and I was talking about the Guardian contract because when they have this new whatever it's called, that they're doing with Yuga, where there's going to be a new marketplace, basically. Like why people wouldn't want to migrate to the 721X and use the Guardian is beyond me. Because think of this happens, right? Like think of this exact thing happens, and like you don't have to worry about your assets if you've migrated to the 721X. A lot of people are going to have to migrate or upgrade their contracts anyways to be able to enforce royalties on older collections. So like this happens and your NFT's locked, you can just pull it to your hardware wallet and then don't ever approve anything on your hardware wallet. Like that should just be your vault.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this. The Bored Apes new Magic Eden Marketplace, which was supposed to come out this year, is not coming this year, but it feels like an opportunity for a fresh start for a lot of collections to remint their NFTs on a better token standard. First off, sounds kind of awful saying it feels awful thinking that we may end up we may as a whole end up moving from the 721 token standard, right? Like that is a possibility.
They were explaining some things to me that were way over my head, like dev wise, as far as like, well, it may not require full migrations or it may not require migrations. You might just be able to almost, in fact, like patch certain upgrades into the contract. That might be possible, but like one of the things I had mentioned about like CyberKongs is that, we want the provenance of our OG contracts. Maybe that doesn't matter to everyone, but like you lose all your data, all of your, so if we migrate to a new contract on, let's say GenKongs, you lose that early 21 kind of start date. I mean, we both know like you can still find it, but it doesn't look the same. You lose all your volume on, CryptoSlam, you lose it on OpenSea, because somebody would have to go look at the old contract to see like, oh yeah, you guys didn't just come out in whatever, February of 2024. So it is an opportunity for people to be able to restart, but it's also like if you're Bored Ape Yacht Club, and while I could talk about how great the Guardian is, do you want it to look like, oh, well, this is the Bored Ape Yacht Club of February 2024? Or can they find a way to keep that provenance of April 21?
Right. In a way, they have to migrate, right? Well, unless those contracts are those royalties are going to be enforced at the marketplace level, which it might be with Magic Eden, but also maybe not, because they have to prevent them from being sold on OpenSea. That was a big part of their move. Yeah,
this is the thing. What they were explaining to me, I've never heard of before. And probably like, since they haven't brought it up in public, I don't know that I should, but what they were explaining to me that they could do, I've just not heard of before. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Owl about like, oh, can you do this? Can you just like upgrade contracts without like a full migration? Maybe to be able to have, what is that, the operator? It's like more than just the operator function where it like turns off a marketplace or turns on a marketplace. So yeah, but you were talking when I came on about how like, could they have been sitting on this exploit for a while? And is it possible that, the NFT trader, the ledger thing are connected? And then I think, Moisty, what you were saying is not the opposite of it, but yeah, isn't it just like Ledger comes out with this and then you have a whole bunch of like insanely high-tech devs that are just like, ooh, let's find the exploit. Oh shit, look, NFT trader, we can get in through here. Or are these two things completely unrelated? Like, is it like somebody was like focused on the Ledger exploit and that's how they found the NFT trader exploit?
It could be, right? Like
I don't think we have the source yet. I think the people smarter than us are still investigating.
The reason I kind of lean towards that is because if you had this exploit way earlier, like blur bids right now are like 26 ETH, right? And apes had pumped recently into the mid 30s. give or take. Am I crazy on that? So it's
No,
like,
you're right.
wouldn't you want to exploit it at, maximum liquidity extraction point versus like,
So possibly not, because at that point you had massive engagement too. Everybody was at their computer and watching it, and maybe they would have made away with less then than they do now, where we had actually a down week, even though numbers, which we'll touch on here eventually, we've had an all-time high this week in sales. But that was BRC20 stuff. NFTs really pulled back, and it feels like people are like taking a break from like traditional NFT trading. Maybe that's the perfect time to go steal stuff. Again, early in the morning when people are sleeping.
So
Um,
and on the weekend. You know,
And on the
we're on
weekend.
we're on a Saturday here where not everyone wakes up, jumps in front of their computer, checks the market. It's everyone's day off, or most people's day off. They wake up later. Maybe they went out last night. People are more comfortable. So, I mean, I would not be surprised if this was a, planned time and date. I also would not be surprised if this guy found the exploit last night and decided, fuck it, I'm doing it immediately.
yeah,
Both
yeah,
of them,
yeah.
I'd believe both, to be
But
honest
in
with
the
you.
grand scheme, it's like if he's making millions anyways, I think at that point, the difference of doing them when they're at their maybe, their peak of at least this season versus when they're down quite a bit right now. But again, getting away with more probably is all the same at some point, right?
These people are such
Yeah,
scum, dude.
Yeah, there's
it, it,
Such
re- it
scum.
really is. It really is so scum.
awful
Like,
people
Uh,
out there, and that's all they do in life is they look for ways to steal. It's dirty out there, and it's always been like that, and it will always be like that too. Before you got here, Henry, I was just touting the Guardian contract, how important that thing really is, man. Jeez, like how
it's
many NFTs
like,
would be saved with something like that?
honestly, nothing about Kongs. Like, not even here to like push and shill Kongs. It's just the tech. It's out there, man. It's open source. Like, it isn't about Kongs making money off of something that Owl created. It's nothing about that at all. It's just like you have something out there other than a hardware wallet, which everybody already has. But for some reason, a lot of people with hardware wallets already kind of, I used to do this. I would still operate claim and airdrop. And the reality is, like, we shouldn't be touching those at all other than like transferring. Yeah, the tech exists to be able to save this stuff. And it's just a little bit sad that more people don't use it. By the way, like, I'm happy to be here. I always appreciate being invited. I'm gonna have to switch a little bit between here and Discord, and sometimes when I go in Discord, it cuts me out. So you might hate me by the end if I'm constantly having to
No,
ask
dude.
to come back on.
No, I don't care one bit,
Okay.
dude. This is like the most casual thing out there, period. Draco's here, by the way. I'm seeing if he wants to come up and shoot the shit a bit.
Yo, Draco, I love that guy, bro.
Dude,
He's
awesome.
such a good dude.
There's guys
Henry.
you've pointed out in Kongs to me. You're like, that's a good one, dude. That guy, and he was
Yeah.
one of them. And right away, the first time I chatted with him, I'm like, I like this fucker.
Yeah, Draco's
Henry.
a good guy. Yeah.
Did you ever use any of these NFT trading platforms before in your past?
I think I used NFT Trader with the wallet that I had compromised back in August of 21, which, so I don't really care about that. But
Do you remember when you used it? I asked Huda this before, and we think we have the answer, but we're not positive. Do you remember? Did you authorize it by collection, or did you authorize it for your whole wallet? Like when you made the transfers, was it like you are now authorizing the Bored Ape? Oh, sorry. In your instance, you are now authorizing. Oh yeah, for you it was Bored Ape.
it's yeah.
is
I
it-
think it is. I think it's by collection. I think it's by collection.
There it is. There it is, Huda.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because I've seen people that have set the approval, like, you can see there, and it's by the collection. So I'm pretty sure. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Well, I'm going to try
It's
to
been
go
a while.
to the NFT Trader contract and see if I can
Some
find
of the-
approvals and if they
Some of the
specify.
wallets that have been drained of their apes also hold punks. So when I was looking at wallets that were drained, I noticed some of these wallets had 4 cyberpunks in there. I'm saying to myself, well, why the hell would you take one Bored Ape when you could take 4 punks? So it made me believe that the authorization is by collection and not just for, your entire wallet. So we're trying to figure that out as well.
You know what's interesting? I got to make sure I'm not great at reading contracts, but it looks like he's stealing Uniswap positions too, possibly. which in theory that's a lot of money, right? There you can get these
I mean, those
NFTs that represent liquidity positions on Uniswap. Um, so he
And I
could
think
be
that's where
making
we're
away.
seeing ApeCoin come into it as well. You
That
said
could
ApeCoin's
be.
being stolen as well.
Look at I got
If
yeah, I got to
someone,
dive into
if
this more, but if he's
if,
stealing
if
Uniswap NFTs,
yeah, if someone has their authorization on Uniswap, then whatever
yep.
coins that are there that you've traded on Uniswap are going to be at
Oh,
risk for you.
dude. Imagine that. Imagine that kind of gold mine then. Because those Uniswap positions could be
Serious
worth
shit.
a variety. They could be worth anything. It could be that you set up like a half ETH liquidity pair. Or it could be
I
that you
mean,
did like 50 ETH. You know what I mean? And the NFT, if you gave access to it, you go redeem that and you're cashing out.
yeah. I mean, you could be someone like me who trades shitcoins, and you set all these approvals, and now all of a sudden, every shitcoin that you ever bet that you have that you're holding, all of a sudden it's all gone.
Well,
You know?
are you familiar with those Uniswap NFTs?
No, I'm not.
Let me show you those because it's really, really interesting. Fuck, I gotta remember the name of the collection. But what those are, they're a little different than just typical trading. I wonder if he's pointing it out. It's literally like you provide liquidity. You put both sides to in a pool, right? So you put up like ETH and then like let's say another coin or a stable coin. You get an NFT in return, and that NFT you can redeem for like the value of what you put in. So if this guy's taking those Uniswap NFTs, again, I got to make sure that's what he's doing. But but that image is what it is. Like you get this NFT, you take that NFT, you redeem it, you get the crypto that's associated with that position. So what I'm saying is, some of these guys, these whales, have huge positions that are staked in these pools, and if he's taking those NFTs, like he's gonna make out with
He's
a
gonna take. Yeah.
fortune. Yeah, let me see if I can find those though. Because I don't see anybody really talking about that yet. Uniswap v3. Okay, yeah, this is probably them. So these are the NFTs. They don't do a ton of volume, but I wonder if they're suddenly doing a lot of volume this morning. People don't trade them on secondary that much, I guess. Yeah, dude. Okay, hang on. Let's see if these are transfers. These might be legitimate transfers. Well, they're minting. This is people actually creating those positions and getting the NFT. So a bunch of mints.
2 hours ago, it says.
But these, where are they? Yeah, maybe I should just dive in more before I start speaking on it. But you can see the amount of money that some of these positions represent. 7 ETH here, 5.8 ETH there. And it's all day long. Like if he's pulling these out of people's wallet, the value on these, a lot of them, the value is much more than the mutant apes that are being stolen.
I mean, I just saw 900 ETH on one of them.
You saw 900 ETH on one?
Did I read it wrongly right there?
Oh, dude, you did. 800 ETH on this one. Absolutely. Holy shit.
Click that the wallet address that the ETH went to with the 800. Yeah, let's see what's there.
Let's see his activity. So a lot of mints, a lot of taking positions, I guess.
Yeah, so based off that information, oh shit. Oh my God, sprinklers just came on around me. Based off that wallet, it would make me think that guy is okay. That seems to be his own personal moves. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to. This isn't something that we're just gonna be able to take a quick glance at and be like, "Ooh, look, this happened." Like, this is going to, people way smarter than us are going to be able to read these contracts and really figure out what exploits we are witnessing, because I don't know, man. This is scary. Like I've never even used any of these trading websites, and I'm sitting over here like not worried for myself, but just worried for people in general. Like this is not good for the space. The other day I was on a Yuga, not Yuga itself, but a Yuga, the other side, an other side spaces, and I actually brought up to people my main concern was like to be honest, man, we're all living in this little NFT bubble, right? And we're making there's plenty of opportunities to make gains and make profits. But at the end of the day, we need onboarding for NFTs to, to really make it in the world. And when something like this happens, and a new user outside of the space finds out that you can actually buy something for tens of thousands of dollars, and because you clicked one link unknowingly, you could wake up one morning and it's all gone. Like, why would anyone who's not in the space want to come in and potentially take that risk? It
Yeah.
doesn't make it's horrible for us in an onboarding perspective.
Yeah, we're onboarding people the wrong way, and we're truthfully we're not, but we're not doing it as good as we should. Nowhere close. It needs to be like we said at the very start here. When you're onboarded from the get go, 2 wallets, guys, 2 wallets. You mint from this, you always send it to the second one. You never connect that second one anywhere. If people actually did that, no issues anywhere here. Like none. You don't have a problem. Just what's in your hot wallet. So we're truthfully as a whole, and this is actually on every single person here, we are not onboarding our friends properly. And it's because a lot of us are still not, like I said at the start, I'm not following best practices still. Years in and we're still not. So of course we're not going to onboard people the best way, the way that we need to. That's got to change, man.
I mean, it sucks because even if you do, like, I'll be honest, I onboarded a friend back in 2021, and I feel like I'll tell you exactly what happened. I onboarded him. I wanted him to buy an asset. I think it was 0.2 ETH at the time. And I was like, listen, I know you don't have a lot of liquid in crypto, but I think this is a good buy. And in my opinion, you'll be able to turn a nice little profit on this. And he listened to me. And the 0.2 floor went all the way to like 1.4. And people get so excited, not just about that, but about the space. When they see a gain like that, even if you don't take it, you get so excited about the space in general, you just want to keep going and doing more and doing more. And I told him, I was like, please listen to me when I say this. Like, don't click or approve anything without talking to me. Even though I'm no expert, I had at least been in the space for a year. So like, I know a little bit, so I pleaded with him, like, please talk to me before you do something, because this space is unlike anything I've ever been in when it comes to your potential of losing your money and losing your assets. And unfortunately, he didn't listen to me. And 2 weeks later, he clicked the link, his entire wallet got drained, and then he turned to me and was not blaming me, but kind of like, how could this have happened to me? What did you do? And I was kind of like, I didn't want to take the blame for it, because I was very, very clear about, like, hey, talk to me first. Don't rush into anything. If I don't answer immediately, I apologize. If you missed a potential gain, but you don't want to lose everything. And when you're new to the space and you're just going around clicking things over excitement, that right there alone is enough to lose everything. And unfortunately, he did lose everything. And I felt terrible about it. But what can you can't, as much as you want to inform people, as much as you want to teach people, as much as you want to tell them what to properly do, at the end of the day, it's up to them to either listen to you or take you for your word. And one little click can change all of that. And that's the issue. That, I mean, unless you're on the CyberKongz Guardian contract, it's horrible to see, bro. Like, it makes me worried for the space moving forward. The space will not survive if stuff like this keeps happening.
Yep. So he's hitting right now, like this is actively right now hitting the staked ape coin pretty darn hard. So check out it. Let's look at some of these transactions here. Okay, right here, like small amounts. Well, not small amounts. Look, this looks like he's pulled out $3,600 of ApeCoin to his exploiter contract. And there's just this list every minute here of him pulling out. Withdraw to self, going into the transaction and seeing $17,000 here. That might be the same, because that figure, yeah, same thing, I guess.
So, man, people are going to wake up this morning to their worst nightmare, and it was over something that they may have done years ago. It's
Dude,
just
this is going to be in the millions. I wonder how high. I wonder if it's going to cross like 10 million in the exploit. And again, afterwards, I'm going to dive into the Uniswap positions to see what the value of those is. But
we
right now,
don't
again,
even.
he switched entirely from pulling Bored Apes, and he's now completely focused on withdrawing. He's withdrawing ApeCoin from those apes that he's got. All right, let's look at some more values there.
So it's not. So
$1,500.
So what did that? So am I crazy or? I mean, on NFT
2,600.
Trader, you're not approving ApeCoin over there, right? That's not. I
No,
don't
but
think
once
you're-
he's got the once he's got the ape in that wallet, he's in full control of any token that's staked with it.
That's right.
So it's that easy. This guy's gonna
Holy
make a
shit,
fucking
man.
fortune. Now, I hope he's left a trail. I hope somebody like Zach XBT can track all this down. Doesn't mean anyone gets it back. It's just a $500 gain there. 3,600 there. I'm waiting to see a figure that just like knocks me off my feet here. That 17 grand was definitely close. 3,600. Yeah, there's that $17,000. So again, this guy pulled 17 grand in staked ApeCoin from one of the apes he stole. There's 16 grand. I mean,
So he got an ape that cost 30 ETH, and he got 17,000 worth of ApeCoin.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
you're looking at a $75,000 theft right while you're resting your head on your pillow. Like,
Yep. Now let's look at the
Fuck.
cost of ape, because if he's going to start dumping ape like mad, this price here is going to dump.
I'm not so worried about, like, the cost of ape will, potentially eventually, this wave will pass and it might level out. I'm more concerned about, for Yuga's sake, like, this seems to be a Yuga target. Everything that seems to be stolen so far are Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, ApeCoin, and then even World of Women. World of Women are included in Yuga's other side. So I wonder if this is now going to extend to all those partner collections, Wizard Rune Cult and Heavy Metal and, all these other projects that are supposed to be joining the other side. I wonder if those are now potentially part of this at-risk group. Because,
It's a target on your back at least, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because World of Women is a part of the other side. Like, they are partnered with them. So it's, so far, at least, like, from everything that we've seen and you've found online, everything seems to be somehow in relation to Yuga. So, it's.
I see him sending some assets here, and I want to see what the heck this actually even is. Is this where... Oh, interesting. Okay, I got to make sure I read this right. If I followed him, I'm kind of lost in Etherscan right now, but I saw him transfer right here from his exploiter contract to this wallet. When I look at that wallet, it's receiving those Uniswap positions, and he's selling those Uniswap positions for nothing. 0.001. I don't know. Something here doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm not reading it right, but there's gonna be so much to follow, and this is where guys like Zach XBT are just gold, because they can, like they see this like the Matrix. I've always wanted to do that personally too, because it's fun. Like, you can follow stuff, man. If you put in the time, you can really, like, if you're not great with Etherscan, it just takes time. Just takes sitting with it, reading, clicking around, and understanding how these things are connected and where they flow. It will click for you eventually. But anyway, point here is, I'm gonna track some of this because it's fucking fascinating. In fact, he created another contract here. Like, this guy's up to some shenanigans. Wonder what that even is. I don't know. It'll take a while to untangle all of this. Yeah, this is awful. Let's see what he's up to right this moment. If he's moved on from the ape.
So we're literally witnessing live transactions of this scammer, Fisher, whatever you want to call him. Like,
Yeah.
we're watching it in live time happen.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
How do you
God,
think?
sucks.
How do you think Yuga responds? Do you think
It's not a Yuga thing. I
like
mean, it's just I feel like I feel like they need to be a little more responsible for also educating their community. And I'm saying that without being in their Discord and knowing what they do or don't do already. I would imagine they try to preach safety there, like of course, because they've been a target for years. But something's not working, man. People still don't get it.
I mean, there are, and Dead Polaroid, one of our fellow idiots, he's been pushing me, and rightfully so. He takes these Web3 security classes that are offered for free. And he's been pushing me to like, yo, Moisty, do them, do them, do them. And I keep yesing him, like, I'll do them, I will, and I haven't. And, thank God I'm not affected by this, but there are good people out there that do actually offer free Web3 security classes. They have 3 classes: 101, 201, 301. And every time you complete one of the classes, you get a POAP, whatever you want to call them. So there are good people out there that are trying to prevent stuff from like this happening. But you know, it's up to us, the user, to decide like, I'm okay, or you know what, I'm going to take the X amount of hours and learn properly. Because I feel like at least 50% of the community, we don't know. We can read a little ether scan, but what do we actually know? I feel like I feel very insignificant in moments like this where like I'm out of bounds almost.
Right. Yep. Henry, if you're back, feel free to come and join. I'm seeing what else there is to dive into.
Oh,
If
Henry
there's
just
any,
posted a status from.
we got an update here. Oh, Zach XBT posted a little. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, the what? What the fuck? Okay. All right. If this is from the attacker here, hello everyone, I'm a scavenger. First of all, monkeys are safe. In the end, they come back to the user. The original exploiter of the vulnerability wasn't me. Interesting. Moisty's gone, by the way. Guys, come back up if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to keep reading this here. He pointed out an address that he said was the exploiter. Okay, Moisty is back. Moisty, you got your camera on, so I'm not going to add you. Okay, there you go.
Listen, man, I don't care about what I look like.
Dude,
what people
I
are doing
wanted
is
you guys to
fine.
get on camera here. Good shit.
I'm just walking around a parking lot in
Okay.
Florida right now, so
Let
I'm
me
just
read
gonna-
to you here because Zach XBT posted. Apparently, this is info. This is a post from someone involved in the hack. So said, hello, I am a scavenger. He said all the monkeys are safe and they're going to end up back with the user. The original exploiter he dropped the address for. At first, as usual, I came here to pick up residual garbage. At first, I thought I could get token, but eventually I found I could also get NFT. Token, I wonder if that's the Uniswap stuff or if that was the ApeCoin. We'll see. Okay. What does he say there? I think there's a lot of profit to be made from exploits. I don't know if the person who started it didn't realize it or if he's continuing to prepare for an exploit, so I'm going to follow it up. I'm a good person. The value of these NFTs is enough for a person to live a free life, but I don't care. I prefer to pick up the leftover trash. So if you want the monkey NFT back, then you need to pay me a bounty. Oh, fuck this guy. Okay, this is what they do. You need to pay me a bounty. One Bored Ape is 30 ETH. One mutant is 6 ETH. You need to pay me 10% for my work. If you have a Bored Ape with me, then you need to pay me 3 ETH. If it's a Bored Ape and mutant, that wait, okay, hang on.
So he wants
Okay.
33. He wants 33 ETH if he stole your Bored Ape.
He wants 10% of the value. He's saying the Bored Ape is 30 ETH. You give me 10% of it, and I'll give you your ape back. So he wants 3 ETH to get your Bored Ape back.
So 0.6 for mutants.
This is very interesting because if he does that, first off, shitty as hell still, but usually you don't get your asset back, period. Henry did get his asset back, one of them, just from pleading. We bargained with him a little bit. So they do this. This is not uncommon. But these guys have this, like, there's something about this where they get off on the power. knowing they have this power over you, and they feel like a good guy giving it back to you. They do. They genuinely feel like this is like this makes them a good. It's weird.
Hey,
After you
I
send me
could
the
have sold
reward,
these for 30, but I gave it back
Exactly.
to you for only 6. I'm a good
after
guy.
you send me the reward, I'll return the monkey to you. The caveat that you'll have to unauthorize the exploited contract. Here's the deal. But when he's doing that, he still is taking your ape coin.
Yeah. If you had some, apparently so. I mean, first thing I did this morning was I went to all my wallets and just checked the transfers. And luckily, I'm a nobody, so I don't really have much to be stolen from outside of my Yuga assets. But those are not. They're nowhere near mutants or bored apes or anything like that. But yeah, man, it's just so now he's out there saying, I'll give you it back, but you have to give me 10%, 6 ETH to get your. And I mean, listen, for some people that'll be nothing.
Yep.
For other people that'll be no problem. And here's the flip side of it: how are you supposed to trust a guy that just stole your ape? Like, say I had my ape stolen and I had 6 ETH to get it back?
Yeah.
Am I just gonna
Did you
now
roll the dice?
take 6 ETH and be like, all right, you know what, man? You got me. Good job. And now there's no way he's going to send you the ape before you send the Ethereum. There's no
No.
shot in hell.
But I'll tell you what, these guys do have a history of following through with it. Again, it's a power thing. They love it. They love it. So
it's
normally,
just another risk you're taking. Like you're now sending 12 grand to someone with the potential of never getting it back. And you're right. He may very well send it back, but you can now also be in the hole, your ape and another 6 ETH. Like, off of having to trust a fucking scammer.
Yep. DJ, if you haven't been following along here, I mean, one of the biggest exploits or hacks probably in the history of the NFT market. That might be hyperbole a little because we don't know fully, but dozens and dozens and dozens of bored apes and mutant apes and World of Women stolen this morning from
ApeCoin.
NFT Trader. ApeCoin is being unstaked, and I'm assuming that's going to be sold soon. And I also see a bunch of like Uniswap liquidity positions that were stolen here. If I'm reading this right. So all in all, I mean, probably millions of dollars worth of NFTs lost. And the bad actor, the hacker, whatever we want to call him, is offering out of the kindness of his heart to give you your ape back if you pay him 10% of what it's actually worth. So that's where we're at. That's what's going on.
The thing that bothers me the most about this is, like you said, like he's offering the owner of the asset it back when in the reality of it, it wasn't the owner's fault. Whoever wrote the contract and left the exploit open, like that's the person that caused all of this mayhem, not someone like you or I that, we were foolish enough to trust somebody's work and sign something, and years later it comes back to bite us in the ass.
What is this?
Yeah, man, it's
so a transaction from BoringSecurity.eth to NFT Trader Exploiter. On here, there's a message. If you're serious about getting the Bored Apes back to users, reach out to us on Twitter. So basically they were sending him a message. If you're really going to follow through with giving these back to people, then reach out to us and we'll facilitate that. Interesting. I love that there's chats now in baked into Etherscan.
So Bored Security was actually the team I was talking about before that offer the free classes on Web3 security, 101, 201, 301, etc. So that's really good in my eyes to see them kind of try to take the front line here and be like, hey, we'll be the intermediate here. We don't trust you full on, but if you want to make this happen, we will be the good for them to try to get ahead of this or involved in the sense of
helping where they can.
Exactly what little trust is potentially left.
Dude, this is fascinating. Like, absolutely fascinating. What a morning. Jeez. Okay, let's see what else just came in here. What could this be? I mean, dude, it's just awesome. Weird to use that word in a time like this. It is awesome to be able to watch it unfold live. Like, dude, this is kind of the beauty of Web3, that it is all public. There's good and bad about that. This is good that you can actually follow along and you can, you know, see live where assets are going and to who, and you know, you keep up to the minute as much or as little as you want. You could not do this in the traditional finance world. So this stuff just moves at a blistering pace here. What did they send here? Like, what is this transaction? A transfer of what? .0001 ETH is what they transferred. Why? I don't get it.
That was a transfer and not a approval.
Yeah, correct. Oh, I hate that OpenSea blocks it where you can't see that their wallet basically. Let me go to maybe LooksRare. I just want to look at their wallet's activity. Yeah, they block it, right?
No shit.
Who does Blur?
X2Y2 we could try.
Oh, good one. Okay, yeah. Here's that wallet on Blur. Let's look at their history. We're just seeing those. We're seeing transfers. Let's see if we see just sales. So they only sold one so far. That was one of the very first. So they made their 35 ETH.
Can you tell me the timestamp on that?
Yeah.
I just want to know what time this actually started. And
5 hours
like,
ago. Let's see.
5 hours ago. So we're talking 4 a.m. Eastern here.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay. So we're in hour 5, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're going into hour 6 at the moment, and this doesn't seem like it's going to be stopping anytime soon. This might turn into an all day
thing, man.
An all day event, man.
Interesting. Okay, so we were wondering why we didn't see Bored Apes. CryptoPunks sold. It could be similar to CryptoKitties. Jimmy.eth here pointing out that CryptoKitties did not have a set approval for all function. You had to approve each one individually. I believe that is the same for CryptoPunks. So like, okay, so then Bored Apes, you click approve for your one Bored Ape, it approves every Bored Ape in your wallet. CryptoKitties, you have to approve each individual CryptoKitty you want to trade. And again, I know that, and this jogs my memory. I know for sure that is how CryptoPunks work as well. So that's why we're not seeing those.
So there's our answer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. That's fantastic to hear, to be honest with you. Looking back on it, I know we hate paying small gas fee transactions, but the people that have been affected should be very grateful that that's what Punks decided how to write their contract, because it just saved them big time.
Did this guy just send a Bored Ape to
Moisty.e?
Yeah, that'd be nice. This guy sent a Bored Ape to the Bored Ape contract. What is he doing?
See, man, they're just playing games with us. Like,
again, it's super. For anybody who's watching, it's possible I read some of this wrong. Like, I'm by no means like proficient at Etherscan shit. But again, it's one of those things when you do it enough, you start to get some of it. But this looks like he sent a Bored Ape NFT to the Bored Ape Yacht Club contract here.
I mean, is that lost forever now?
Well, it just puts it in Yuga Labs' hands, right?
Did they send it back to like the minting contract, or was it like their wallet?
Well, it looked like the actual contract.
That may be lost. Unless someone, Huda, you should try to go to the Bored Ape Yacht Club mint page and try to mint that fucker.
That would be funny. So, okay, again, if I'm reading this right.
Shit, I got 0.1 ETH. I'll fucking try to mint that shit.
And he literally sent it to the Bored Ape contract. That'd be funny, man.
Here we go. Moisty's taking his laptop out in the
There you
middle of a
go.
parking lot in Orlando.
So let's try to mint it from the contract here. I don't know. I don't even know how, guys. For as long as I've been in this, I have no idea.
No clue. Absolutely none. This is my car, right?
Gas is so astronomical right now, by the way. Like I tried minting an NFT this morning. Actually, I did mint one. I got an offer on it and I tried to accept it. And it was like 0.06 ETH to accept an offer. Like absolutely
God.
ridiculous. Okay, you know what? Let me look through OpenSea.
That's another thing, man, that I'll be honest with you. Like, if we're seeing things this low right now, I mean, this high right now, when the next bull comes, we're going to be looking at hundreds of dollars per transfer and everything like we were.
Yes.
And, like, that's not
Yeah.
sustainable.
Okay, so this guy sent an NFT to RickySanders.eth. Let's see if RickySanders.eth paid a bounty. From NFT Trader. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if he paid a bounty here.
Okay, the mint button is down off the Bored Ape Yacht Club website, so I'm wondering if someone way smarter than I will be able to go to the contract and actually mint that one that he just sent back to them.
I just
That
say
would be
though,
interesting to find out.
I assume I read it wrong too. Like I'm just, you know,
Yeah, no, I'm just
an idiot
talking.
here.
I mean, idiot and proud, right?
Yeah, mostly. All right. So, okay, trying to make sense of the. Oh, Zach XBT has
Nice.
now interacted here. What did Zach XBT transfer to the. Maybe a message. That could just be a message, right? Okay, Mr. Scavenger. If you're serious about returning apes for a bounty, please private list each ape to the original address or use a trusted
There you
third
go.
party as a middleman.
There
Good
you go.
shit. Thank you, Mr. XBT.
Smart.
I love this, man. This is so cool.
Yeah, that's we should have connected those dots, listing private sales back to the original wallet owner. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And that way it's actually trusting.
Okay. Henry, if you're listening in, so a couple things we're following, and some of this you heard, it's stuff we talked about. He's definitely unstaking a lot of ApeCoin. Guy's going to make a fortune just through that. He's offered to give back apes, so but for 10% of their value. So he wants 3 ETH. He wants 3 ETH for you to get your Bored Ape back, and he wants whatever for the mutants. So he's playing that game.
I wonder if the bounty is included with like that one guy lost. What did you say, 17,000 worth?
Yep.
Like is that going to be included in the returning of his ape, or is the scavenger going to keep it, or is that also give me 10% of the 17,000 and I'll return your ape coin?
Okay. Hey, that ape we saw before, it was returned. This guy did not pay a bounty that we saw. He's just doing these good faith gestures. Again, this guy right now is feeling like a god. Again, Henry and I, like when Henry went through that and we saw how they act, they get the fuck off on this. They get off on this.
I mean, that guy gave me back my ape, and I mean, granted, he kept a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, exactly that. It was just this this power thing. And he was in the ape Discord, and he probably loved all the hate he was getting in there. Weird mental state those people are in. But good to see that he's giving them back, or at least for a 10% bounty. I mean, I say that's reasonable, considering all things. It's reasonable.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
For guys who are set back to zero, some of them have a lot of money. So.
But then let's be real though. Someone like myself, like if this happened to me and I lost my Bored Ape, like I'm done. Like that's it. Like I'm probably done with the space. I have probably just.
I don't know, man. Listen, ruined. Do you remember? Were you in Idiots when that happened to me in 21? And I went through like 5 days of feeling the same kind of way. Lost more than I kept. I don't know. What did we figure? Like I kept about a third, lost 2/3, something like that. It feels defeating, but then you're just like, okay, moving on.
Yeah, but I also feel like back then it was a lot easier to make that ETH back. You know, that we had mints every day for zero point zero 0.05 that within 24 hours you're at a zero point 0.4 floor. You know, you mint two of those, all of a sudden you're almost making an ETH. Money making was easy back then. Nowadays it's not so much. So for someone like me, if I lost that ape for 30 and now you're telling me I need 6 ETH to get it back, like
Three.
there's no oh, three, sorry. There's no like immediate way for me to, you know, be able to flip my way into that um as it was back in 2021.
Okay, Henry, question. If you see on
Yeah.
this contract from the NFT trader exploiter, he's transferring something to the World of Women contract. So I saw him do this before with a Bored Ape. Here he's transferring a World of Women NFT to the World of Women contract. What does that mean? Is he sending it back to the team when he sends it back to their contract?
To the deployer, like, is it their deployer address, or is
It
it
is
just
their-
like?
It's like the token contract itself. So it, supply 10K, holders 5,400. So it's maybe not the deployer, it's the actual contract for the token itself for the NFT collection. Is that putting it in the team's hand?
You know what? A little beyond me. No, I don't think it's that simple. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what you could do with that.
Potentially lost.
Because like we don't have access to the Kong's contract.
I wonder if he doesn't realize that he's sending it back, thinking he's sending it to the team, and now it's
He's doing a good thing, and now it's gone. Yep.
Because he sent a Bored Ape to the Bored Ape contract, he sent a World of Women to the World of Women contract, and that could mean they go poof, like locked forever. Balance. So like the Bored Ape contract balance is now one Bored Ape, right? There is one ape in that contract. So Moisty was like, we should try to mint it. Well, I'm sure the minting feature is probably turned off, but
It's turned off on the website, but I mean, I don't know how to.
Could you mint it from the contract?
Scan. Yeah,
He's
that's
now
I did not. I did not try to mint from the contract.
Yeah, he's now sent 4 World of Women to the World of Women contract. And again, if he doesn't know what he's doing, those might just
I'm gonna
be
ask
gone. Those
Al.
can't ever go back. Yeah, that's fucking interesting.
What a shit show, man.
Dude, it's absolutely wild.
I genuinely feel bad for the people that are waking up, on a Saturday morning, go to, wake up, scroll Twitter, and all of a sudden you see this and you see that you're somehow affected.
Yeah.
And it's just
You see that you're at zero, man.
devastating, dude. Yeah, completely devastating. And I also wonder about some idiots.
Yeah, dude, I hope everyone's okay.
Me too. I tagged a few of us this morning, ones that clearly hadn't seen the news break yet. I tagged a few of us just to be like, hey guys, I know you were at one point maybe ape owners or involved with Yuga. I really hope everything's okay.
Are mutants affected as well, or is it
Yeah.
typically just
Yeah.
apes? Okay.
Nope.
A ton of mutants.
Apes, mutants,
Are we
World
seeing-
of Women, ape coin.
And what about like punks or other collections, or is he just going after apes specifically? Or you guys.
It seems right now he's going after. And I said this to Huda before. It seems like he's going after Yuga assets or collections that are connected to Yuga in the sense of Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, World of Women, who are going to be part of the other side, and ApeCoin have been the 4 main ones that we've seen stolen so far. I don't have the information in front of me.
How about like
I'm walking
dogs?
around.
Like are dogs getting?
Here's the thing about dogs, and this might also make sense. Dogs were not minted in the sense of ETH. I think they were airdropped.
They were airdropped. Yeah.
I'm so confused here, guys. He sent 31 ETH to that Ricky Sanders address too. What in the world is going on? Because he supposedly sent the NFT to him.
How much did Ricky send him? Is that
I didn't see him send any ETH. That was NFT stats thing. He's like, he sent him back an NFT without getting any kind of payment. But he just sent him 31 ETH here.
that's the beauty, man. That's the beauty of Etherscan.
Yeah, super weird. What the heck is going on? Okay, yeah, 31. Okay, yeah, 31 ETH. Now in Ricky Sanders' wallet. Again, I'm
Keep
just
an
gonna
eye
make
on that,
sure
Uda.
here.
Keep that page open. Man, I need another fucking cigarette. I ain't even fucking losing any.
Dude, this is wild. I'm stuck on. Okay, DGen. Draco, by the way, man, if you want to join, if you want to hop up on stage and chat, let me know so I can send you a link. DGen said if the contract is designed to accept and hold NFTs, then the NFT you sent will be stored within the contract. But is it stuck there? Like, can it not be transferred out and sent back to the original owner? That's what I'm curious about.
And I'm also curious, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember specific projects, but after a contract minted out, weren't there teams that were like, we're renouncing the contract and it's gone? Like,
yes.
That's what I keep thinking of, is like, was this one of those projects that, like, after it minted out, the contract was renounced? Because if that was the case, then yes, that fucker is gone forever. Like, no one will ever own him again.
Some of these I don't understand too. These like tiny transfers of what? Like, I'm not understanding. Oh, did he take some VFriends too?
Ooh.
So him, it's similar with, you know, sending NFTs back to the contract. He sent a couple VFriends to the VFriends contract.
Could that 31 ETH be his ape coin, like converted ape coin, or the value of his ape coin?
That definitely could be, because he's definitely been cashing that out. Well, not cashing out, but unstaking it.
My God, I'd be so fucking livid.
Let's see some of these messages going to him.
Oh my God, I'm on 6% battery.
What a game, though. Geez, like a full-on game. Yeah, again, 31 ETH sent. He's not touched the staked ape coin here in just a little bit. Some of these transactions that should have. Oh, okay, here it is. The message doesn't show up right away for some of them, but here is one that just popped up. Hey, Mr. Scammer Fuck. Oh, hey, Mr. Scammer Fuck them. Send me a Bored Ape. I'll spend it on hookers and cocaine. Praise your name till death. Thank you.
Wow.
It's one way to try to get paid.
Wow. Why did you say why did you say that, Huda?
I was honestly thinking of sending a message, but I forget how public it is. Like,
yeah, man. That's the one thing I've learned about Web3 is, like, I keep everything to myself. Like, I talk to you guys, but, like, I keep everything close to the chest. Like, I don't go on Twitter and, you know, go fucking flaunting or commenting, or I like to keep as low of like, I don't want people knowing what I own. I don't care if people know that. Like, I don't want people to know I own an ape. If I owned an ape, I obviously don't own an ape. I'm a fucking minnow here, but I don't know. Everyone's different.
okay, I really want to get an answer. On this guy sending those NFTs back to the contracts. Again, I feel like I'm reading it wrong.
Is there anyone in Idiots that is Idiots General that may be commenting that may know something? I can't check myself, or I would.
Probably Miracle's pretty good.
Yeah, Miracle is very good. And I also would love to get, if Polaroid is there, I would love to. I mean, he's taken all the board security classes, so I know he's well informed about this kind of situation.
Okay, so this guy messaged ZachXBT back. That message hasn't shown up here yet. This part I'm enjoying, just watching it unfold live. Like, it's pretty cool.
The shit talking on Etherscan. This is a new level of
Yeah.
like trolling.
Yep. Any moment now that.
I mean, I'm
message
pretty
is gonna
certain
pop
if he
up.
sent those back to the contract, like they're not coming out.
So,
Because
I don't know if you
imagine
see
if
the
every
screen.
I'm driving.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like if it says from and it's the exploiter contract and the to address is the contract, like the token address. Am I reading that right? That he's just sending it right back to the token? Like to the token
It is that-
contract?
Go to the contract address and then go to the contract and look at NFT transfers. And then see if you can see that token ID on the NFT transfers if it's just into the contract.
NFT transfers. I'm this part of that. I'm not following already. It does show like there was a certain page or part I'm on here and it shows supply 1. It makes me think there's 1 sitting in their contract. I think it's this page right here. Yeah, I'm kind of lost in it. All right, let's see if that ZachXBT message is back up here. Okay, first, I'm not a gentleman, I'm a girl. And secondly, I like it this way. Okay, so he's not going to set up private sales, or she. So not going to set up private sales. Just going to say, pay me direct. And that's it. Okay, now the way you can set up an Anon wallet and send a message that way and beg for a stimmy. You could do that. Don't mind me while I go off screen and do exactly that.
So I'm curious, like how he's gonna wash, or she, how they're gonna wash their proceeds and off ramp it.
I mean, listen, if you're not in America, you're just going to tornado cash it. And there's gonna be no issue.
Is Tornado Cash still up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely still up. But I know in America, if you, after that date that they said it's illegal, if you used it after that date here, then I'm sure someone's going to be coming after you involved in the SEC or something. So I've never touched it myself.
I thought they could still basically track transactions out of Tornado Cash. Like I thought it wasn't as mixed up as people thought.
They have a way of doing that, and it has to do with like local browser stuff. Like if you in the same like instance like of your browser session, like swap money, put something in, and then you know how you can pull it out, and in theory it's a mix of other tokens. They still have your session logged in, and that's enough for them because they know it's coming from the same place.
So you just need a new browser session?
You need probably like a new IP and a different session and probably a different wallet. You know what I mean? Like you have to do like all kinds of things like that. I remember that very specifically though. So here's what's weird. Like, okay, so when I say that you can go to the contract of the collection that, supposedly had the NFT sent back, it shows the balance, but it said filtered by token holder. So it's weird. It's almost like he sent it back, but somehow it's in a holder's address. It just shows that that balance is on the contract. Like, again, I'm not speaking about this like fully informed and like understanding it, but like, again, I'm looking at the VFriends contract, shows the balance is 2 VFriends tokens, but it also says it's filtered by this one holder address, and that holder address is a person. Like, that's a person's wallet.
Yeah, so maybe when you're viewing the Etherscan, maybe you're viewing like the first part of the transaction where it's interacting with the contract, but then it's ultimately going back because like that holder, you can see that those assets are in their wallet.
Kind of. I'm trying to figure out what. So when I go look at that person's wallet, the one that says filtered by address, he's holding the World of Women ones that were sent back to World of Women. He's holding Uniswap stuff. Is that a private sale that's maybe set up or something? Like, I'm like something I'm not getting. And again, still nobody's talking about those Uniswap NFTs, and that might be the next chapter that unfolds here.
What are the Uniswap NFTs?
So you can, okay, you remember our conversations about BRC20s, bundles of fungible assets, and it's got an NFT that represents it. These Uniswap NFTs represent liquidity positions. So you put up, ETH and you put up another coin, you get an NFT in place of that. You can redeem that NFT and you get back the liquidity. He's pulled out tons of Uniswap.
Is that how they do it now?
It's always been like
if you're a liquidity provider. Really?
Yeah, for years. It's just nobody pays. Only like super degens pay attention to that, and they're not traded really on secondary, like hardly at all. In the lifetime of them, 45 ETH worth of those NFTs have been traded. But I wonder if this guy's going to dump a bunch for cheap. I mean, he is right now. If this is him, I mean, there's a ton of them being sold for 0.003, 0.001. Well, not a ton, but the volume ramped up today, and there's usually very little volume on this collection, like very little. So it could be him redeeming them too, and taking out the.
Can you tell what the pair is?
Yeah, it shows on each one. Like, here's a Sheeb and Wrapped ETH pair. Here's a Titan X and WETH pair. Let's see. Here is Matic in Wrapped ETH. Pond in Wrapped ETH. So all kind of anything. It's anything on Uniswap. When you put those, when you give those positions, you get that NFT that represents it. Crazy, right?
I wonder how stupid the hacker or scammer may be, because it makes me wonder, like, if I hear him say something, like if I was a whale or if I was a bad person, let's say, and I had that 3 ETH like sitting in my wallet, if I made an offer on one of the apes that were just stolen, I wonder if the guy would even cross-check or be like, oh, look, this guy paid my bounty, clicks accept, and now someone just got a Bored Ape for 3 ETH versus the 34,
Right. Yep. Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see some fuckery here. Just a feeling. All right, I'm going to get back to his contract, see if any other shenanigans are going on here. So more people sending some kind of transaction to him, but what? Yeah, I'm not sure what yet.
Wait a second. The name of the scamming contract, does it end, the name of the scamming wallet, does it end in A20B? A20B?
No, 8FDA.
How much has that wallet raked in so far?
It's hard to say. Let's see if we can figure out.
Oh, because he's probably offloaded it.
I mean, it says total. It's just about 3. Well, no, I take it back. Okay, ETH balance is 111 ETH. So yeah, about $250,000 so far in what he's got liquid like tokens. Let's see what basically that is though. Okay, as of now though, he's got 3 VFriends. Let's see all of what he's got here. Jeez. Okay, 61 NFTs he's got right now. But yeah, 900 USDC, 111 ETH. Just one wrapped ETH. Yeah, this will be. I'm going to keep that up because that'll be interesting to watch. God damn. I am dying to know these. Transfer to from NFT Trader Explorer to VeeFriends, from NFT Trader Exploiter to World of Women. Again, really interesting. So I want to see if this guy, that Ricky whatever, if he's got his NFT back. This guy's maybe a whale. I mean, he does have a Bored Ape back. Yeah, so let's look at that token and see if that was one involved here. It was. It definitely was. And he legit sent this back to him.
Huda, could you go to the OpenSea Bored Ape Yacht Club activity section and hit transfers for me real quick?
Yeah.
There's a wallet I want you to see.
Okay.
Okay, scroll down and the receiver's number, wallet number identification is 294693.
It's our most
There's a
recent
bunch of
one.
them within the past hour that have been transferred there.
To this address? Okay.
Is that the one that has 5,000? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you check this guy's activity, is this a wallet that's associated with just transferring NFTs on, say, OpenSea or LooksRare, or what are we looking at here? Because the activity here has been constant. It's happening right now. He's sending apes out at the moment. I just have no idea what we're looking at.
Yeah, like what's his role in all this, huh?
Yeah, because look at his collection, and it's within the past hour: Azuki, Clonex, The Gods, Lil Pudgies, Bored Apes, Mutant Apes. This is
Well, shit. I'm gonna look at sales right now. Just look at how many sales are coming from this account in the past couple hours. And again, if some of these were stolen. So let's see if some of these were stolen. Yeah, I mean, DM for discount clearly is somebody involved in some of this stuff. Yeah, ton of sales. Again, are these stolen apes?
I don't know. I'm afraid that I've made a mistake in the past before where we thought we were looking at like a singular individual's wallet, when in reality the wallet ended up being owned by a marketplace, and it was like a transfer sort of thing. But I don't know. I think we're seeing here like this guy's been selling some of the assets, and within the past hour, within the past 10 minutes, he's pulled in 3 Clonexes, 3 mutants, 3 Bored Apes, and then he's just flipping them and selling them immediately. So
yeah, can I filter on the NFT on the exploiter contract? Can I filter? Looks like I can interactions with that address. Let's see. Okay. Address. Let's just put that in there. I don't understand.
Is it maybe like the Blur contract or something? Is he dumping into Blur bids?
that's exactly what I was thinking, something of that sort, because there's way too many. Like 5,000 is just way too high of a number.
Through another contract. Yeah, I mean through that other address possibly. Let's see here.
Yeah. Unnamed. Let me put it on Etherscan, because usually Etherscan, if it is involved with a marketplace, it'll tell you like Blur or whatever. Blur Blend. Yep.
So he's
It's
dumping them.
it.
So he's transferring them to
He's
that
dumping them on
address.
Blur. Well, the
S-
address that I had that I told you to look up. I'm on its Etherscan right now. 735,000 transactions. But at the top, public name tag Blur Blend. Um, Blur.io is also tagged at the top. Let me go to Blur and see if I can confirm these, and then that would at least make sense for us, you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to like recognize some of them just from looks. If some of these are the stolen
That's what I was
guys.
trying to do that too, but it's also very difficult.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Okay. Getting lost in
Yeah,
tabs here.
these are Blurs.
Okay, gotta find the malicious dude's wallet address. Okay, 8FDA.
Well,
5 hours ago.
maybe not.
This is where Zach XBT comes in so handy because he's gonna untangle all this for us
Yeah, I
at
can't
some
wait.
point real soon. It feels like there's some involvement here somehow because a lot of this activity started 5 hours ago. Well, 24 hours ago, but definitely ramped up 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago. And some of these wallets involved in these moving are not showing, and usually that's when OpenSea flags them. Okay, so I wonder.
Secondly, I like it this way. Fuck.
Yeah, right. Piece of shit. Okay, which token?
And Zach is also saying, do not blindly send your ETH to the hacker. So I'm happy that someone of his stature is publicly saying, don't trust the man or woman that just stole 30 ETH asset from you.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least one of them I'm looking at does not seem to have been stolen, at least here. If I look at its like transfer history, it's just I mean, this could just be a farming account. Okay, a lot more messages coming to him. So somebody sent him 0.07 ETH. I don't know what you're think. Yeah, I don't know what you think you're getting back with that. Oh, you know, he could just be funding his wallet, just putting gas in there, although he's got ETH. So I don't know. Fixed float.
Yeah, that was the Blur Blend address. I can confirm that. The one that
Oh,
I had
really?
sent before.
Oh, the other one. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fixed float. Yeah, okay. This is clearly another address that's involved with this somehow. Not sure how exactly.
Use breadcrumbs.
What is-
Breadcrumbs.app. And you can plug in addresses and see like the flow between wallets.
Do I have to connect to it?
Nope.
Oh, maybe not.
Nope.
Shit.
Okay.
And then separately, let me pull up. This is pretty cool. Dude, I've never used this before.
Oh yeah, if you're ever like wondering if like a handful of wallets or two wallets are connected to each other, it'll show you the link.
Okay, we're throwing in the real bad actor here. Let's see what's up there. Okay, hang on. Let me just make sure of what wallet. Okay, 8FDA. So that's it right here in the middle. Fixed float. There's that address we were just looking up. Dude, this is cool. Definitely got to log in to get deeper than this. But super interesting. Okay. Now let's peek at some more messages here. And this is crazy. Close some tabs here. Pretty buried. Okay. I'm requesting 5 ETH if possible. Nothing more. Thanks. You're a trusted actor in the Bored Ape space. Send us Apes Mutant so we can facilitate payment. Yeah, I mean, again, she doesn't give a fuck. It's definitely slowed down.
I think he's starting to shit his pants a little bit.
You think? That's yeah, actually really possible. I hope somebody makes a comment on this stuff though. The transfers to the contracts here from trader out to World of Women. Yeah, because they're not just setting approvals. It's literally transferring them to the World of Women contract. It's really weird. I don't get it, but still, it says filtered by token holder. The token holder is who? I don't get it. Filtered by token holder. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm thinking about that the wrong way. What's Twitter saying? Any updates here?
People are talking about how Sanders not only received his ape back, but also received 31 ETH
31 ETH.
from the hacker.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. That's crazy. I wonder why.
yeah, I mean, is a little.
It's a little sus.
Yeah. I'm not pointing fingers here, but
Again, what are these? Random transactions with like. Yeah, what are these? They're not messages. Man, it's funny. I was planning to talk about, I guess, some of the malicious stuff this week. You know, like, I mean, Third Web last week, Ledger this week, Yearn Finance or whatever. We're not going to touch any of it today. This is this is kind of all that matters right now.
yeah, there's
Crazy.
someone brought up a point of, do you remember the VFriends hack a while back?
What about it? Is there some kind of tie there?
Someone that I guess was involved with that hack noticed that the language being used by the hacker here was very similar to the language used by the VFriends hacker when that had
Interesting.
occurred. Just like I said, just informing what I'm reading on
Huh.
on Twitter. I mean, listen, they're sitting there saying all this shit, but I don't believe a word of what this person is saying.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to know. Dude, do you use Instagram at all?
I don't.
All right. Just for the hell of it, I'm trying to figure out. Since I'm streaming there, I'm trying to figure out if it's actually showing up. I don't use it. I have no idea how. Oh, that's funny because you actually have to click a go live button afterwards. And I never did that. Holy shit. Amazing. Hey, now I know. Classic idiot, though, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so what else? What else? I'm going to peek at the Blur account to see if there's any action. Otherwise, we can probably start winding down. Okay, anything recent? Still transfers. Yeah, VFriends, the World of Women stuff. It's definitely slowed down. That's for sure.
I think the hacker is starting to realize the. I mean, here's the thing. If you're, why wouldn't they just accept blur bids, get this over with, and disappear? Why are they sticking around and only asking for, 3 ETH versus, going to blur, dumping all of them, and disappearing forever?
Right.
Like, what's the motive here? What's the reason behind? Like,
yeah, that is interesting. You can make your fortune right now and be done. So they took they took that one, got their profits, they got their win. But sitting on 60 apes, man, I mean, I'm surprised they're not deeper right now. Like, they don't have more in their hands.
I mean, those may be the only apes wallets that still had that set approval on NFT Trader. Like, maybe he exhausted all of his options.
Yeah. It's funny. So Stats is comparing it to the phishing attack on OpenSea like almost 2 years ago. But again, this is just how these guys operate. This is what they do. They always steal. They always offer it back. And it's literally a power trip. You know what I haven't done? I haven't looked at what the market's doing at all. I'm just peeking. We're gonna
Yeah,
come right
that's a
back.
good point.
Wow. Actually, almost nearly flat for the week. We'd been rocking for 2 months straight now. But clearly a little different this week since Art Basel.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
didn't even really get to catch up on Art Basel, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, biggest stuff from that was Rug Radio and Decrypt merging, and then Pudgy World. But actually, dude, yesterday, I know this gets into BRC 20 talk. I don't feel like doing that now, but like yesterday is our biggest day of NFT sales this year. Actually, dude, not just this year. Our biggest day, the highest day of NFT sales volume this year, period. Wait, I'm pretty sure. Let me go back to February. Pretty sure. Like 99 point, like I'm pretty freaking sure. Just double check, but I think yesterday was our high for the year. Yeah, unless I'm just like missing something. I think yesterday smashed. I think our previous high.
You know, the hacker did say, after you send me the ETH, I'll return the NFT to you with the caveat that you will need to unauthorize the exploit contract. There are 2 that I know of so far.
And I
They
think that
do
was
not.
there's 2 contracts on NFT Trader that have to be
Okay.
revoked.
Okay.
But yes, okay, so just quick note. Yesterday is our highest day of NFT sales since around, like May 6th, 2022. No, May 10th, 2022. That's wild. Huge. Like, to me, huge.
That's almost, what was it, a year and a half more?
Yeah. And people don't realize it's BRC 20 stuff, and I know that doesn't count to a lot of people. So whole separate conversation. But to me, those are NFT traders that are doing that. It's not just, crypto degens. I think it is some of them, but that to me, that's NFT traders that found some opportunity somewhere. And there's that. We do have a little feature update coming, hopefully, that's going to clean it up a little bit, still count it, but clean it up. So little hot tip there. Solana, did you know Solana's got inscriptions now?
No, I didn't.
Dude, Solana's volume right now is rocketing too, but that's because of something called I think like SPL 20s. Double check in my Slack. Yeah, SPL 20. It's like inscriptions on Solana, and those are doing a ton of volume.
So is Bitcoin number 1 again because of
Yeah.
inscription? Yeah.
Yep. The BRC 85 mil, dude, and Ethereum's down
That's
to 11 mil,
nuts.
so like smashing.
And this is pretty soon after, what was it, last week? May have been the beginning of this week, it may have been the end of last week, but I remember someone big with Bitcoin was like, inscriptions are fake, they're nothing, they're not real. And I think a lot of people were expecting a downturn, and I actually kind of felt the opposite. I was like, ooh, it's like, I think that this is actually going to push it the opposite way. I wonder what the result has been since then. I mean, 85 million in volume. That's
speaks for
it's
itself.
a hell of a day. Yeah.
And we've got, let's see, like 36 hours to go. Like 36 hours to go in our data period for this week. And we are already the highest for a weekly period since early May 2022 as well. Again, just showing that was like the all-time high of NFTs. And so you have to go all the way back to then to find a weekly period that we were higher. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I really feel like January is going to be very, very wild. like wild. When Portal Coin really gets out there, when maybe Friend.Tech airdrop, I don't know how significant that's going to be, but when airdrop season really starts hitting, like the Rainbow airdrop, when that blast money is unlocked, just we really, really could put 2022 to shame. Like maybe that's unlikely. Maybe a lot of people think that, but I see a scenario where that can happen.
I would like to just put 2023 to shame before we get to 2022.
That's going to happen, dude. I have almost no doubt that's going to happen. Okay, peeking at the contract again, the exploiter contract. Make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah. So here's him again. It's sending out some transferring tokens to the Mutant Ape contract. I just feel like I'm looking at that wrong. It just something doesn't make sense. There it is. I mean,
So he or she is just sitting right now then.
you know what? It's got to mean something else. Well, no. Okay, so I start seeing other transactions. I'm like, well, no, that's going from an address to, but those are approvals. This is literally a transfer from. Transfer from the exploiter contract to the Mutant Ape contract. Like, what is that? I think I'm looking at it the right way, to be honest. I do. I think this guy's sending stuff back to the projects.
But in a way that may be unrecoverable.
Be like sending it to the burn address or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very possible.
If those contracts were renounced, then goodbye.
Okay. Hello. I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing you with a humble request that you could potentially change my life forever. I'm asking for your help, not a sign of desperation, but as a testament to the faith I have in the kindness for others. Oh my God. I'm seeking a single Bored Ape. In return for this generous act, I pledge my lifelong gratitude. I promise to pay this kindness forward. It's kind of gross.
This is from the hacker?
No, this is from somebody, like, these are people simping. This guy just reaching out, begging for a handout.
Oh, God.
Gross, right?
I'll bring the good vibes, I promise.
Hey, whoever you are, please help me out. We'll be grateful forever. Make my life easier. Okay. Like, I get why people would do this, though, because somebody like that could do it.
I mean, it's also like they're basically saying, please send me the ape so I can be the one to accept the Blur offer and make 30 ETH.
That's it.
Yeah,
So
this
first
isn't
off,
I
why would
want
a
to be
hacker
part
do
of the
that?
community. Yeah, this isn't I want to be part of the community. I'll pledge my life to the Bored Ape Block Hub.
Yeah.
This is send it to me. I'm going to go accept an offer and I'm going to send that 30 ETH to Coinbase and fucking cash out like, 60 grand.
Bet she does one.
I'm going to write a fake one and be like, hello, my name is Huda. Please send me ape.
Please, sir, do. That'd be fantastic. All right, let's see if there's anything else happening here.
It seems to have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder what they're up to. What do you think they're up to at a time like this, like right now? Like planning their best course of action, best way to liquidate some of that stuff?
I mean, I think the option for liquidation is there right in front of them. Blur's there. I think they can easily go to Blur, sell all 60 of them, tornado cash the ETH, and then be done with it, disappear. And if they want to, find another exploit in another contract of another collection next fucking week if they wanted to, and rinse and repeat this entire process. And I think this is the main thing that's really like, holding us back from being taken seriously. Not even mass adoption, just the level of how can you take something seriously when we sit here and Web3 and it's cool, we can track all this stuff and do all this, but at the same time, like, there's no way that this is going to happen with if it does happen with your bank account and you do get drained, the bank is there to cover you. You know, like there will be a process. It might be lengthy, but you know, the bank is invested in you. You're invested in the bank. It's a two-way street, and you know you're insured. Versus, you know, we're still in the Wild West here. You know, there's no insurance policy. The only insurance policy right now is taking another 6 grand, 7 grand, sending it to the guy who just stole your 30 ETH asset, and hoping that they have a kind heart enough to send it back to you.
Man. Oh, this is wild. And the story just is not over yet, man. You just know something
Nope.
else wild is going to come out of this. I won't be shocked to see him actually send an NFT to somebody. Like, wouldn't surprise me at all. What are these Uniswap transactions?
I wonder. See, here's the thing. If they're, this is what I don't understand, and I've been thinking about this whole time. If they're smart enough to do this, I don't think they're dumb enough to send an ape to a renounced original contract. Like we saw, you know, we saw that ape get sent to the original Bored Ape contract, right? And we're sitting here wondering, is that ape attainable for someone that's so smart that was able to hack 60 Bored Apes and however many mutant apes and steal so many assets? Are they that dumb to also send one to, like, imagine being that one poor guy, like, oh, so many people, imagine he starts sending apes back and people are receiving their apes back, but then there's that one fucking guy who his ape is now gone forever because the guy sent it to a burn contract. So he's not, clearly the hacker isn't that stupid. If they're smart enough to hack this, then they're not going to take one victim and be like, all right, you random guy, you're the one that's going to be taught the lesson, and everyone else is going to have the opportunity to get their assets back. So I don't know. I feel like we're missing something, and I don't know what it is.
So, like, here's one. This is one that supposedly was sent back to the Mutant Ape contract. Yeah, I mean, I just think I think I'm just reading it wrong. Because, yeah, it's not in there. It's with someone named Scorch.eth. So is this another he sent back? Did he return this to the owner? That could be. Let's take a peek.
What's the mutant's number?
I'll tell you in a second here. Uh, 25789. So first off, I'm going to look and see if it got stolen this morning, which it did. Scorch hot.
Yeah, I don't think mutants are clean, but that's actually a pretty fucking good looking
Dude,
mutant.
some of them look cool. Yeah, okay, so I think he had 2 stolen this morning, and I think he got both back. Yeah, okay, I think somehow, some way, that's what we're looking at is the return of some assets.
Okay.
Did he pay, though? Well, hang
Let
on.
me see.
From, okay, Scorch hot to this address, which, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna check
Yeah,
the
okay.
scan.
Scorch hot to that address. Yeah, so you can't view it. This is the address of the hacker. Sold the one. He's got 54 mutants still. Scorch hot had his shit stolen. Let's see if Scorch.eth paid, which I'm sure he did.
He did not. I'm looking at it. But I'm also not seeing the ins from the, like, I know we just on OpenSea it says that they're back in Scorch's wallet, but on Etherscan I'm not seeing the
Here's a
return.
dumb question. Okay, maybe this is where that other contract is. He going to the actual collection contract and transferring them through there? Can you do that? Can you go to the Mutant Ape contract and initiate a
One more time?
transfer
Sorry?
directly? Can you go to the Mutant Ape contract? Right? Go there, go to right contract. Can you transfer an NFT that you have in your wallet from your wallet to somebody else right through the contract? I kind of think you can.
No, I didn't think of that. I'm not smart enough to answer that question.
So you put the transfer from,
Let's see if you want
the
Etherscan.
transfer to, and the token ID, and he's transferring it from him to the other place. directly through, like, I think I'm on the world. Yeah, directly through the Mutant Ape contract. And then that's why we're seeing the transfer from NFT trader exploiter to the Mutant Ape contract, but really it's going somewhere else. Okay, that's my current theory. That's what I think's happening here. That time I think it matches up closely. Sort of closely. I think that might be what it is. So maybe he's going to the collection contract and transferring them back to the original holder. And he's not getting paid unless that payment is happening elsewhere. Like we could have missed a message where he's saying send payments here.
Yeah, but Etherscan would tell us. Etherscan would like, I would see on Etherscan that Scorch sent, you know, however much ETH
True.
to whatever wallet. Okay, here we go. NFT transfers. 6 hours ago, Scorch had 2 mutants stolen from him. And 15 minutes ago, NFT trader exploiter, who he fucking named his wallet that, sent both back to Scorch. But if I go to like the analytics, and there was no ETH sent from Scorch to.
Maybe there's some people she is being nice and not actually, but like seeing they don't have anything else and he's returning some. Maybe she's just gonna try to keep ones from people who like have a lot. So that could be. Yeah. By the way, he didn't name his contract that. I think somebody else, they throw that, Etherscan throws that tag on it. Shit, man. Ooh. I want to read this one from changemylife.eth.
Sorry, yeah, I got rugged, but I'm back.
All good.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I keep thinking about is the guy that not only received his ape back, but received the 31 ETH. Like, what is
There's
this guy
more
up
to this
to?
story. I feel like we're missing some communications on Twitter or somewhere else. Like that is a perfect example. How does somebody get 30 ETH plus his ETH back? Unless this person's just making it Christmas for some people, but like still fuck this person. Dude, there's more info somewhere that we're missing. Man. And if anybody knows, anybody who's watching right now, if there's messages out there on X or anywhere else that we're just not seeing quite yet, drop them in the chat, please. Again, there's something missing. Some people getting back their apes and their mutants and their World of Women and their V-Friends. Some are getting them back, but they've not made any payments. So these guys just, they girl in this case supposedly, but they it's a power thing. And they do send this shit back sometimes. Again, they made their 60, 70 grand. They're going to make a lot more. Remember, they cashed out all that ape coin. They've got a bunch of ape coin at this point. Actually, I want to peek at that, see how much ape they're currently sitting on, if they actually did cash that out or pull that in. I think I'm on the right contract here. Okay, view all holdings. Maybe they haven't redeemed all that ape because it doesn't show. I mean, they unstaked it. Doesn't mean they pulled it into their wallet, right? I think that's probably the case. They unstaked it. They didn't pull it into their wallet, though. I don't know if that's all the, if that's separate transactions.
I think when you unstake the actual asset, then there's nothing to continue to stake. Like if exactly. So maybe I don't know if the state's coins transfer directly with the NFT or if they're going to stay in the wallet that was originally staked at.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Man, wild. All right, let's see if there's anything else. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap. Just newer message, maybe? Help me out with some low-value NFTs. I don't care if it's 500. I lost all my money. Blah, 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 blah. Jesus, who
Blah blah blah. Give me free shit. Blah,
Give me
blah, blah.
free shit. Just write that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Just write
maybe
that, bro.
maybe if you're just fucking straightforward to the point, yo, dude, I want a free Bored Ape. Hook it up. That's it. You know.
That's simple. Cat. Let me give it one last peeky deeky. Okay.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. I think we should keep our eyes open today. And if something big continues, possibly if we're free, hop back on and continue. Because like I said, this isn't gonna once it's resolved. When it's resolved, I think it's gonna call for a discussion as well.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm down to hop back on here later. For
Yeah.
sure. It's weird, dude. When I look at the ERC20 transactions, I mean, there is a ton of unstaking to this wallet. Just like, where is it? Here he sent some out. What is this? Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah, I mean, he's got a whole bunch of tokens that, for whatever reason, don't show up in the view I'm looking at, and it just might be me not knowing how to read it again. But, yeah, interesting stuff. All right, guys. Yeah, let's wrap it. We'll hop back on later as this unfolds because it's wild. Maybe we'll hit some of those other stories, but maybe today's just a different kind of episode and we don't get into the week stories. We'll find another way to do that. Plus, tomorrow, my 5-minute video, I'll go over that stuff too. Any final thoughts, Mr. Moisty?
No, man. I'm just, I feel terrible for the people affected by what's been going on today, but we're starting to see a return of some assets without payment. So hopefully that we see that continue and we don't have to come back up here later today and keep talking down, because this is not a good look from the outside on the space. I think it's very troubling. So we'll see what happens, man. I appreciate you having me on in the time, and let's see what happens today.
Yep. Agree with all that, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming up. Anyone who watching, thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow, again, 5-minute morning video. Probably are going to end up being live again, though, at some point today, because this is pretty wild, and there will be some new events that unfold from this, so we'll keep you posted. Otherwise, guys, hope your morning's great. We'll catch you later on. See ya.